Welcome to another episode of Consumer Protection and You with Ryan Lippe. Today we're going to be looking at cryptocurrency and some possible scams. So stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Consumer Protection and You with Ryan Lippe. Ryan is a consumer educator with the State of Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. And today we're going to be looking at cryptocurrency and possible scams. Ryan, it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Great. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate all your attention to some of these potential scams and consumer protection issues in general on the show. Thank you, Patrick.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, you're bringing a really good topic, cryptocurrency, because we're hearing all sorts of different things on the news, in the internet, and many people have a general idea, and I don't want to go specifically into what cryptocurrency is, but just enough for the listening audience to have a better understanding of what it is.
Yeah, basically, cryptocurrency is a form of payment that can be exchanged online for goods and services, just like you might use something like PayPal or might use Venmo, things like that are more peer-to-peer kinds of money transfer services. There are cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Tether and various other types of cryptocurrencies that use a technology called blockchain. And that's a technology spread across many computers that manages and records transactions. So that all sounds really complicated, but most people take their real money and convert it to cryptocurrency. There are even ATMs, real live ATMs throughout some of our communities that are able to convert real cash to Bitcoin and vice versa, I guess. So cryptocurrency is an emerging technology, but it's not regulated by the state or federal government agency. Cryptocurrency is not like the dollar bill or the $100 bill. It's not even like a credit card or a check. I mean, this is a type of currency that is sort of emerging in cyberspace, and it's backed up by this whole mining process that requires advanced computer equipment to solve highly complicated math puzzles. Now, most of us aren't sitting there doing the math puzzles. That's sort of all done by machines in the background. And due to their nature, cryptocurrencies are not regulated. So there is the risk of market volatility and a loss for investors. A lot of people claim that they have the latest, greatest scoop on the new Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency that's really going to flourish and increase in value. So they want people to spend their real money, dollars, to buy these cryptocurrencies in hope that you'll get a profit in the future. But if you're like me, be careful what you wish for, and if it sounds too good to be true, it might be. So it's important to be educated. It's important to be skeptical about a cryptocurrency that's brand new to you, that you've never heard of before. People may be trying to pump it up online and then increase the value so they can cash out later. That might mean that you're left holding the bag. There's no guarantee with any of these cryptocurrencies that they're going to go up in value over and over again, and that they're going to do as well as like Microsoft did in its first 20 years of existence. But everybody's claiming, they're hyping these cryptocurrencies as being the next great thing. It's just with so many different cryptocurrencies out there, it's tough to say which one, if any, or maybe multiple ones will be what we use in the future as online currency.
You had mentioned that you buy it online or that you use it online. Is that going to replace dollars and other denominations from other countries, do you think?
Certainly not in the near term. But whether it has potential to do that, I mean, who would have thought 40 years ago that we'd be carrying very, very strong computers in our pocket that are called smartphones? Who would have thought that you could dictate the power and the electric grid in your home based on an app, or that you could have a washer and dryer refrigerator that's as part of the Internet of Things. So it really is, we don't know exactly what's going to transpire with the future of cryptocurrency, but in the near term, I wouldn't say there's any thought of it replacing the mighty dollar or any of the other foreign currencies that we currently use as hard monetary currencies. Cryptocurrency is not regulated. It's highly volatile. So it's not really suitable for things like your retirement funds or investors looking for long-term savings. Certainly, there are concerns about using any of these types of new currencies for organized crime or heck, even unorganized crime. But it does have its legitimate place in the market right now. There are real transactions that happen trading Bitcoins for real services and products. So it's not all a scam. It's just a matter of the digital currency being so volatile that it not being appropriate to make up your retirement savings or long-term plans to make money. Now, researching cryptocurrencies online is a wonderful idea. You can soak in the information, but remember that scammers are using techniques to target investors, and that just a few of the techniques that scammers use online include referral chains, which is almost like a pyramid scheme. The more you attract, more people you attract, the more money you might make. Giveaways and romance scams. Those are the kinds of scams that we see already in terms of not just Bitcoin, but all different types of cryptocurrencies. They really have, unfortunately, the potential to rain down on us as scams, or make their way into some of the scams that we see, month after month at the Ohio Attorney General's office. So maybe we can get into each of these three types of scams. The first type of scam using cryptocurrency is called a referral scam. And it works in a similar way to pyramid schemes. The scam depends on recruiting investors in several investment tiers or levels. And the idea is being the more you invest and get others to invest, the greater your profit is supposed to be, at least theoretically. And again, a lot of it is theoretical, because as we've seen with just your traditional pyramid schemes, there are people left without money. There are people left that don't profit. There are people left that are holding the bag while other people profit quite a bit. So the scam portion of this referral type atmosphere is when investors attempt to withdraw their supposed profits. They're told to invest more cryptocurrency, and they get nothing back. So it's all about pumping up the currency, investing as much as you possibly can afford, and then you're left with nothing in return, even though you might have been promised the sun and the moon and the stars up front by whatever scammer got you involved in that referral scam.
Now, is that similar to the pyramid scams where I send to 10 friends, send $1, and then I ask them to send $1 to 10 more people, and et cetera?
It's kind of like that.
Is that similar?
It's similar to kind of a chain letter atmosphere, but it's more like more advanced than that. I mean, all these tiers and levels can get pretty complex, and there's, maybe formulas that are used to figure out who owes who money and who ends up winning and who ends up losing. But getting involved at the bottom, and you don't know where the bottom is, getting involved at the bottom is a recipe for losing out big time on cryptocurrencies. So you don't want to get involved in any kind of referral scam or pyramid scheme or multi-level operation that promises you profits. I can't think of any investment out there that promises me significant profits without some form of risk. So it goes back to what the Ohio Attorney General's office says about all types of investment schemes. There's no guarantee to make a profit with the vast majority of investments out there. And where they do guarantee a profit, it's like a savings account where you might only get 1% or much less than 1% sometimes as your profit level for such a safe investment. The more risk, the more reward. But cryptocurrencies, especially if you've never heard of it and someone's trying to introduce you to a brand new cryptocurrency, there's no sure thing out there. The market moves as the market moves, and with cryptocurrencies, it's all digital. So because it's unregulated, the potential for scams is quite high if you don't know what you're doing or you're just starting to be educated on the topic.
Now, I've heard of Bitcoin. That seems to be the biggest cryptocurrency that I'm aware of. But are there other cryptocurrencies?
Oh, absolutely. There are many other cryptocurrencies. I'd like to tell you that there's probably some being invented right now as we continue this interview. I believe it or not. There's Ethereum. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not enveloped in the big currency market, but ETHEREUM. There's Dogecoin, DOGCOIN, Dogecoin. Tether. Polkadot is another one I've heard about. At least that one's easy to pronounce. But there are many different types of cryptocurrencies. Again, we know with dollars, there's only $1, right? There's the American dollar. I mean, there's other currencies in the world that are called dollars. But when we think of an American dollar, we know what it is.
Right.
When we think of gold or silver or bronze, we know what that is. In fact, we can physically lay our hands on it, just like we can physically touch paper money and know that it represents a value. With digital currencies, it's basically you have to rely on and count on the technology, which shows, and there's a whole process of tracking who has what Bitcoin. And it's very scientific and very ingrained in powerful computing models. But they are, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are legitimate. We just don't know exactly how many of them are going to be used in scams and which ones are going to be truly the currency of the future. It's sort of a continual work in progress. And I'm not the one. I'd be at a different job if I could guess which cryptocurrency was going to make it or which 10 cryptocurrencies were going to be hot in the next 10 years. I don't think anybody knows that, including folks that have really, really popular investment names out there. I don't think they know exactly what cryptocurrencies are going to be profitable between now and the next decade.
Cryptocurrencies and some of our banking are pretty similar.
Well, I mean, they're using electronics. They're using sort of ones and zeros and electronic code and things like that to make it happen. But the medium, the actual source of electronic transfers and banking that's done through ATMs primarily is done through dollars, through hard currency, not through currencies that are sort of invented and innovated over the years to become digital currencies. So while we do a lot of electronic banking, cryptocurrency is way beyond that because it's actually saying to you, you're not using dollars. You're not getting anything represented by a dollar. You're getting a digital currency that's represented by work that's been done with computers and trying to make potentially a profit off of a currency that's sort of agreed upon by a lot of folks that know about computer technology and that utilize the latest technologies. Everybody just sort of agrees that it's a currency and it has a value based on the market being buying and selling. But again, I want to stress it's not regulated by the state, federal, local. There's no government that regulates cryptocurrency. So there's a big sign, I would say, that says buyer beware on anything dealing with a cryptocurrency that you're not sure about or that someone's trying to entice you into investing in. You got to do your research. You got to look to experts and not just the latest email you get in your spam folder that tells you to invest one way or the other. Another scam we see with cryptocurrency is the giveaway scam. The giveaway scam is where they falsely proclaim to be sponsored by celebrities, and they tell potential victims they're guaranteed, again, we have that word guaranteed, to immediately multiply the amount of cryptocurrency they are asked to send. And typically victims don't get any jackpot because it's a scam. There's no jackpot, there's no real award, there's no real giveaway. They've been duped, the consumers are being duped, and they lose the value of whatever crypto they have sent. So, and again, I want to caution people that you can do some currency conversions to Bitcoin even at selected ATMs in Ohio or in other states. So they're trying to mainstream a lot of this currency, but again, it doesn't have the regulatory backing. It doesn't have the security we would see in dollars or gold or silver, things like that. There's no Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, or there's no Federal Reserve over the cryptocurrencies that we're seeing, like Bitcoin and those types of products, those digital products.
So on the sweepstakes scams, why would I need to send Bitcoins to them?
Well, that is sort of the method that they are using. They're telling you that you've won something, and they're using a celebrity name, clearly without their permission. And they tell potential victims, you're going to multiply the amount of cryptocurrency you send. So it's all a scheme based on a false promise that you're going to benefit by getting more Bitcoins. And of course, as we know about Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies, where the market allows, you can translate that into real hard currency. But again, it depends on what the Bitcoin is worth at the minute that money is transferred, or the Bitcoins are transferred. And there's no guarantee that it's going to rise or fall. And there's not even anybody regulating, much less controlling the market for cryptocurrency. That's a government or an international body or anything like that.
Does the Attorney General's office see a lot of these?
Begun to see some of these cryptocurrency scams crop up. And so we're constantly trying to keep tabs on what's happening. And we want people, if they do get a cryptocurrency scam, you can certainly report it to our office, even if it just means we're able to educate our audience about what scams we're seeing out in the communities or that have been reported to us. It's important, if you see a scam, report it to www.ohioprotects.org or 800-282-0515. Now, ordinarily investment scams, when they use dollars and cents, a lot of times at the state level, it would go to the Ohio Department of Commerce. There's a securities part of the Ohio Department of Commerce, or it goes to the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Again, the currency is, American currency is dollars. So there's no Office of the Comptroller of Currency for Bitcoin or for any of these others. So it's really consumers left to fend with the market and with the creators of these currencies and the other investors, which can be scary unless you've really done your thorough research and you're very well educated on the pros and cons of these types of currencies. Another thing we're starting to see, another scam related to cryptocurrencies, is a romance scam, where scammers are going online, and we've talked about on your show, we've talked about online dating sites. There are sometimes scam profiles on those dating sites, but they're being used now to recruit new investors in cryptocurrency scam investments under the ploy of a legitimate romance. So how this works, I mean, you just always have to be suspicious if someone you've only met online is encouraging you to invest in a certain product or to send them money, especially if the request is by cryptocurrency. So while we see ordinary romance scams, usually scammers want payment through money transfers like Western Union or MoneyGram. Sometimes they do their business in gift cards, and those are the kinds of things you want to stay away from. But added to that type of scam can be Bitcoin and other types of cryptocurrencies, because they're used all around the globe. And there might be some hustling going online through dating websites to try to entice sometimes older and very vulnerable older adults into investing their money, even sometimes their retirement money or their Social Security income in these types of cryptocurrencies. Could be Bitcoin, could be one you've never heard of, could be an emerging technology, but whatever the case is, buyer beware. We see referral scams giveaway scams, romance scams, and you can learn more about cryptocurrency and about lots of other consumer protection issues by going to ohioprotects.org. We can go online and I can show you how to sign up for the newsletter and how to get our latest newsletters for free online. I have just gone to ohioprotects.org, which is the website for the Ohio Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection section. So if you go to ohioprotects.org, you see this screen, which talks a lot about a very, very popular topic, robocalls. But we're not going to be dealing with robocalls this time. We are going to be signing up for our e-newsletter called Consumer Advocate. So you see at the top where my mouse is, it says sign up for an e-newsletter. That's at the very front page. So just go to ohioprotects.org and put your cursor over sign up for an e-newsletter and click. And you can add your email address. It's as easy as that. You can add your email address, and then it will email you some subscriber preferences, or you'll get on your screen some subscriber preferences as to which newsletters you want to select. And so I'm here on behalf of the consumer protection section, so I would want to subscribe to Consumer Advocate, which is our section's newsletter that comes out every other month. Another thing you can do, let me go back to the main screen. That's ohioprotects.org. The other thing you can do is simply read our newsletter online. If you don't want to receive it by email, or if you want to see archives or the latest edition you haven't gotten yet in your email, you want to click on Contact Us towards the right side, top right side of the screen. So you simply click on Contact Us, scroll down to e-newsletter. And here you have a link to the sign up, as well as a button to a little click through to read the latest editions of the Consumer Advocate newsletter. And that includes the article I was referencing today on cryptocurrency. So if you click on read the latest editions, you see that at the very top is our Beware of Cryptocurrency Scams article, along with a few other articles, all from August of 2021. And you can get all of our back issues dating back to like 2013. Even some from 2011 and 2012 are on here. But you can get all those back issues. And just as important, we are working on a new newsletter that will be out in October. So if you sign up today, most likely you'll be able to take advantage of getting one in your email box when it comes out, usually the second week in October. So we'll have a new set of articles. But for the time being, you can sign up for the newsletter and read some of our current and past editions of the newsletter right at ohioprotects.org.
I see that you have a file complaint.
Yeah, absolutely. We take about 24,000 consumer complaints a year in the consumer protection section of the Attorney General's office in Ohio. And you can begin to take action by going to ohioprotects.org. So if you have a business that you don't see eye to eye with and you think they owe you a refund, or they haven't done products or services to the professionalism that you expected, you can file a consumer complaint through a link on that file a complaint section of ohioprotects.org. You can also notify us if you receive unwanted calls. Everybody's at home on their computer thinking, well, I get all kinds of unwanted calls. Well, you can report them simply by filling out this form. We also have an identity theft form. We actually provide, a lot of people don't know that we actually provide identity theft services in our office. We can rectify the effects of some types of identity theft if you are a victim. So if you're a victim and you need help resolving your issue and restoring your good name, you can go to ohioprotects.org and start filling out that identity theft form. And also you can report a scam. So it's not really just a legitimate business you're complaining about. In that case, it's a scammer. So we definitely take scam complaints, and that's a lot of what we do. That's a lot of what we take into the communities to educate audiences are the latest scams, what to watch out for, who's going to be on the other end of the phone, who's going to be knocking on your door, who's going to be sending you mail in the postal mail. Some of that is going to be scam related. And so we want to make sure we help consumers put a stop to the scams and not get victimized.
You are a proactive source if your identity gets stolen. I think that's great.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know they can tap into our resources. We have an identity theft unit with a consumer advocate that can work one-on-one with identity theft victims. Now, there's certain types of identity theft that really are not necessarily ripe for us being able to help with. One of those categories, I think, is the unemployment compensation identity theft, because they've got their own identity theft folks in the Department of Job and Family Services that deals with the unemployment compensation program and identity theft in that area. Tax identity theft usually goes to the IRS or to the Ohio Department of Taxation. But if you're talking about like credit card identity theft or taking out loans in someone else's name, things like that, I would really advocate that people figure out by doing some work on whether they want to restore their own good name or whether they want our traditional assistance program at the Ohio AG's office, where we can help rectify those effects for them with their permission.
Hey, we're talking with Ryan Lippe. Ryan Lippe is a consumer educator with the Ohio Attorney General's office, Dave Yost.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll see some consumers online and through our help center at 800-282-0515.